Hey, what's up you guys? Brandosaurus Rex here, and today we're going to be doing a review on the SH Monster Arts Baby Godzilla with crystals. I believe that's the full name. Correct me if I'm wrong. But before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at the box. So here we have the box, and I believe this was a web shop exclusive. This has a whole bunch of Japanese on it. The only thing that I could really read is SH Monster Arts up on the top. Pretty cool. Not too much on it, just a brown box. I don't remember where this was an exclusive to, but I think it was the web shop. And now let's move on to the actual box. So quickly, I just want to apologize. In the beginning of the review, I said Baby Godzilla. This is actually Little Godzilla. Baby Godzilla is actually the human-sized Godzilla that is in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And I'll put a photo somewhere here of his cuteness. So now let's look at Little Godzilla and the box. So here we have the box. It has your Tamashii Nations Bandai logo. It says Little Godzilla here. Then some Japanese that says, I think, Little Godzilla with crystals, and then web shop exclusive, right? You got your 2012 logo. That's when this figure came out. And then you have your Little Godzilla copyright thingy. And then on the top, it says Little Godzilla right there. SH Monster Arts, Little Godzilla right here. Nice photo of Little Godzilla. Turn it to the side. You have Little Godzilla looking really cute. And swing it to the other side. It says Little Godzilla running across the side. Little Godzilla with crystals, I believe. And then it says SH Monster Arts. Correct me if I'm wrong if this says Godzilla with crystals. Or Little Godzilla with crystals. And then on the back, they have a plethora of photos of Little Godzilla and all the things that you can actually do with Little Godzilla. So besides sitting poses and being able to balance on one leg, you can also get Little Godzilla trapped within these crystals that he comes with for Space Godzilla. So if you want to do displays of Little Godzilla being kidnapped by Space Godzilla, you can do so, which is really amazing. And it's pretty cool that this comes with him instead of Space Godzilla. So you have to kind of buy Space Godzilla and Little Godzilla together as one set. So for accessories, Baby Godzilla comes with crystals. As I said before, really cool. You have the smaller ones right here, and then you have your larger ones back here. And then it comes with two display bases. So if you want, you can take these clips right here and combine the two together. It is really simple. All you have to do is just turn one over. I'm trying to pick it up. I have no nails right now. So pick it up. And then kind of press them in like so. If I get this in one shot, that'd be awesome. And then you take your next one and you just do the exact same thing on both sides. So there you go. So it should look something like this. I understand why they give you 4 in case you lose them, but it is not completely necessary. And then to get these on, you're just going to want to kind of take these little plugs off and then just plug these in. So here we have the crystals set up and they are ready for action. They look really cool. These very cool pearlescent white kind of shiny plastic going on here. They are articulated. At one point you can pivot them forward and back, and if you you can turn them as so, and then you can lean them side to side as well. Don't grab them from the top and try to move it. I suggest grabbing them from the base and then sliding back and forth. Just seems a little bit easier. Alright, so now let's throw Little Godzilla. I keep wanting to call him Baby. I know it's the same creature from Baby Godzilla to Little Godzilla to Junior, but still, it just sounds so much easier just to call him Baby Godzilla, because he is a baby, essentially. But yeah, so here we have Little Godzilla in there. Let me actually move it back so you can see that a little bit better. So now he is in view, and you can see that he fits in perfectly. And what's also great is that if you finagle the crystals ever so slightly, you can get Space Godzilla to fit within these two stands perfectly. So I'm going to grab him and I'm going to show you that. So here we have Space Godzilla with the crystals, and I think this looks awesome. It's the perfect touch to make your displays just that much better. Space Godzilla does come with his own little crystals, but they're just not large enough. These are what you need to sell Space Godzilla's powers of creating crystals. So quickly I want to talk about the sculpting and detailing that went into this figure, and you can see all the cool grooves and little lines inside of his belly, which is so cute. I just want to like scratch it, and then you can see it even on like the arms. I love the way this figure picks up shadows, just the paint, and then you have his little stubby little dorsal plates on the back. I think this looks so cute. So here we have the face of Little Godzilla, and you can see these huge brown eyes that Bandai Tamashii Nations could have messed up, but they didn't, and it came out perfect. absolutely perfect. He is so cute and lovable, and I just want to squish his little face. So for articulation, little Godzilla has a great range of articulation. Sadly, he has none in his neck. So that means if you want little Godzilla to look left or right, which he really doesn't do in the movie, you have to grab the body and turn him side to side, which is cool, but not as great as having a neck swivel would have been. So starting at the head, you can open and close his mouth, which is cool. The jaw is on a hinge. His arms rotate all the way around 360 degrees. He has a elbow. He's double jointed at the elbow, excuse me, right? Wrist articulation, so it's on a ball peg, so it can swivel as it pleases. He has two joints in the upper torso and the lower torso. One allows him to bend to left or right. The other is a hinge to allow him to rock back and forth, which actually gives him a little bit more height. And opening this up, you could see that it is sculpted a little bit more here to give him more belly. So if you want to make him slightly taller, you just stretch this out, and there you go. You have more height on him, which is pretty cool. I think that's a cool little feature. So if you want him to be bigger or looking like he's standing up to somebody and trying to be brave, I think that's cool. Like he's kind of puffing up his chest, you know? And then you can get him to bend that far down, and he can go that far back, which is cool because they have a little gap right here where this dorsal plate can kind of rest inside, so there's no paint rub, which is great. So then his legs, let me move this arm, his leg actually rotates up, and actually he can do some cool leg splits, which is cool because in the movie he is seen sitting like so you can kind of get the idea of that, of him kind of sitting down like that. He has a great range in the knee articulation, if you can see that, greatly done. And sadly, but what more could you expect, he has one point at the tail, which kind of rocks back and forth and rotates 360 degrees, but it is kind of stiff, so be very careful with it. So that sums up the articulation. Let's get into some size comparisons. So for size comparison, here we have little Godzilla size up against his evil uncle, Base Godzilla. I think this is perfect to me. I don't see anything too particularly wrong with it. Maybe little Godzilla could be slightly shorter, but then again, with all the hinges and allowance to make this figure shorter, there's no real reason why there should be any complaints. I think this looks perfect. So for size comparison, I brought out the life story of baby Godzilla from his, well, not his birth, because there's no actual figure of his birth, which there should be. It'd be cute to have a little tiny little baby Godzilla. And well, here it is. You have little Godzilla, Godzilla Jr., and then the Heisei Rebirth Godzilla. So last and certainly not least, here we have little Godzilla compared to Gamera. I'm sorry. I'm so excited for this figure. I had to bust him out for a size comparator just so I have a reason to mess with him. So to wrap this review up, my final thoughts on little Godzilla is, do you need little Godzilla? Not necessarily in your SH Monsters collection, unless you're a completist or you are a big fan of little Godzilla, baby Godzilla, or Godzilla Jr., and the rebirth of Godzilla. If you're into that whole storyline, then yes, this is the figure for you. But for the price point and the lack of neck articulation, I'm not saying this figure is not absolutely amazing. I'm just saying that it may sway some people not to get it. But I fairly enjoy the hell out of this figure. It is also a web shop exclusive, so once people run out, or main retailers run out of it, you're going to see the price go up. So I suggest getting it now rather than later. So with that being said, I'll check you guys out next time. Enjoy the end slate. Check out Neverfalterfilms and the a.c.b.a. Facebook group. All the links to that info will be down below. And also check out some other videos that will be at the end slate after the photos. So check you guys out next time. Peace.